All right. Hey everyone. Give you guys a couple minutes to log on. And I'll also try to look at my phone while I do this too, because sometimes comments here, they're delayed there. It's a whole thing. All right. So I have brought all of my makeup down to my office. And I am going to do my makeup right here. And I'm not going to do everything today. I posted a post last night here on Facebook and I said, how many of us are just kind of sitting in our jammies? And in actuality, I've gotten dressed sometimes, but I'm not doing my full hair. I'm not doing my makeup today. I just threw my hair up in a whatever this is, messy, crazy bun. But we do feel better when we get ready. And sometimes it's just good to do your makeup. Sometimes just so you don't forget some of the things that you've learned. I know for me, I've always dabbled in makeup. I posted a picture on my Insta stories of kind of like my stack that I have going on, what I use in my bathroom. But what's funny is this actually isn't everything. I have a full-on makeup like container suitcase situation upstairs too. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna go through some of the things that I would do if I'm just kind of sitting around the house, or maybe I have conference calls, or I'm doing Zoom video, which a lot of us seem to be doing right now. And I don't want to get fully ready, right? Yes, I am wearing jeans, so I did get fully dressed, but I'm not wearing shoes, right? I did put in accessories. But I think I'm definitely guilty of when I'm staying at home that I will stay, if no one's going to see me, I will just stay in something's comfortable. Maybe it's workout clothes, maybe it's jammies, but I'll go whatever I'm wearing in the day. I'm not normally wearing at night. I do change it up, but it's just, it's one of those things where I just figured this would be a good opportunity for us to grab our makeup. I'll try to do this for you guys more often, but just grab our makeup and do our makeup together. So while you're applying, I'm applying, and vice versa. So we can kind of talk and ask questions. Hi, Trish, just saying hello. So I'm going to start with today, since I am just kind of going to be around the house. In Pennsylvania right now, we are on what we call a stay-at-home order. I know many of you are as well. So we're not leaving the house much, but again, it still gives a good excuse for us to kind of get ready. So I always start my makeup routine, no matter what, with a good foundation. And I don't mean foundation like makeup. I mean foundation, moisturizer, skincare is really what I'm getting at. So if I know I'm going out during the day, I will always put on some type of SPF. I have lots to choose from in my beauty arsenal. And sometimes if I don't want to do that, I'll just use a tinted moisturizer, which has sometimes SPF 30, SPF 15. It just depends on what you are trying to accomplish or where you're going to be. And sometimes you just want that thin veil, right? So I use that a lot. Now for on camera, when I'm doing more camera work, I'll use a little bit heavier of a foundation, if you will. And sometimes I'll even use like a CC cream or something. But for today, one of the things that people don't realize is that you don't have to put makeup all over your face. You could actually, especially in times like these, where you're not completely forward facing necessarily, or maybe you are just on a Zoom conference or on FaceTime with your family, you can just treat problem areas. And that's actually how I like to wear my makeup on a daily basis. I like to use less because less is more. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of my favorite, I do usually use a concealer for this. So I like the Tarte Clay Stick, and I've got a couple different colors. So I like these stick makeups in general for a lot of things. Number one, super easy to apply. You can actually kind of swipe it on your face. You don't have to use brushes. It's easy to buff in, and you can control how much you get. But I also like to use them for like spot treating, like I'm going to do now. So I am going to do this in here, which I should have brought a mirror, but obviously I don't do these often. So whatever, we're going to do it this way and hope for the best. So my skin is far from perfect. I haven't gotten to the point that I get Botox just yet, but I do use a lot of skincare. Now I can use the Botox because you can see all the lines. It's fabulous. But I have scarring on my face. And that's just because I have a really light skin tone. And if I get any type of blemish, it sticks around. And not even the blemish, but the scar. So like I have scarring kind of here, you can see, right? So what I'll do generally, if I'm not going to wear a lot of makeup, I have one right here right now. I don't really feel the need to put it everywhere. So what I try to do is all of the places that my skin tone isn't even. So if you're putting your makeup on with me right now, find the places that you have maybe a little bit of uneven skin tone. And I also put it in the corners of my eye and then right across my lid. And I do this just to give it more of a smoother palette, but I also like to use my concealer as almost a primer. I do use eye primers too, but on days like today where I'm not on camera or I don't have any big meetings or anything like that, then I won't. So I also like to do it above here just because I have some spots there. So I've got a little bit going on here. And what I'll do is I'll do one of two things when I'm getting ready. Like this, right now we're going to take a couple minutes to go through this, but when I'm doing this in the morning, this takes me, I don't know, 10 minutes to do if I'm doing my makeup this way. So I'm going to use a beauty blender right now because I'm a huge fan. I also will use sometimes when I'm putting my makeup on like this, like a small buffer brush, kind of like this. And I will use this to kind of buff everything in. But this is just a chance for you to even out your skin tone. So you'll notice I did not put foundation all over my face. Can you do that? Absolutely. Do I think you need to do that? No. As a matter of fact, I personally find it to be better for our skin if we're not covering it in a bunch of stuff if we don't have to. So don't think that you have to put skin or makeup all over your face. So after I normally just even this out, by the way, Trish, how are you doing with everything with the quarantine? Are you on lockdown? I'm curious. What is everybody's situation? Because I know we're all over the country. In Pennsylvania, we're at a stay-at-home order, but how is it going on? I know a lot of my family and friends in Arizona just went on a stay-at-home order, but I'm curious what everybody's is like. Okay, so now that I've blended that in, and I'll often use a beauty blender, by the way, just to kind of go over it. Easy, didn't have to use a lot, barely used any of my product. And then what I actually like to do is I actually like to focus on my eyes. And when I'm staying at home or I'm not doing a lot, I don't use a ton of product. So the first thing I like to do is take any type of my foundation powder, and I'll use a foundation, like a brush like this one. And all I'm gonna do is set what I just did. Very simply. It doesn't even have to be perfect. Just a little bit of powder just to set the concealer. So again, you're kind of working with something that's even. The key is just evening your skin tone. It doesn't have to be covering it with makeup. So now I'm going to go into, I have a ton of palettes. So I'm a palette snob. I have way too many of them. But regardless of what your favorite eyeshadow is, one of the ways I like to get a really natural look is I will pick kind of like a bone looking color like this one. And I will do the same thing that I just did with my powder. And I will do this right on my lid. So if you're getting ready with me, just put on your lightest shade, and it doesn't have to be white, and it can just be your face powder, but put that on your lid, and you don't have to put a lot. If you are a person who your eyes crease a lot, I do not recommend just caking a lot of product on. I say use it a little sparingly, just use the right things. But in this instance, when we're just trying to get our face on to where we feel confident and comfortable, the idea is that we're setting it, but again, we're making that nice blank canvas. So once I do that, when I'm doing a more natural look, I like to go for a shadow that's more in like the taupey, brownie, easy tones that goes right kind of, and you're going to put this right in your crease. And just a little bit. You don't have to use a ton. Just enough that you're kind of getting a little bit of shape and definition. So now what you're going to see with this is you have a little bit more color to the top of your lids. And you just look a little bit more maybe awake. I know that for me it looks awake. As a matter of fact, if you're sick right now, maybe you have a cold or you have allergies, one of the best things that you can do as a pick-me-up is put some of that concealer right in the corner. Put some of that brighter shadow right here. It will actually open up your eyes a little bit, and it will keep you from looking tired, or maybe even if your eyes look a little red, it'll help out with that too. So once I've done that, I am a person, a lot of people would be done with their eyes here. Even on a day where I'm wearing a little bit of makeup, I go one step further and I add a slight color in the crease. And it just depends on the day and what I'm wearing. Today I'm wearing more of like a purpley shade, and I'm a person who likes to match my clothes and my makeup. Not everybody does that, but I like to. So I'm going to take a purple, like a kind of a darker shade, and I'm going to mix two of them together on my brush. And I'm literally just going to tap right in the corner and kind of blend. So find a color that you like that's just a little darker, tap in the corner, and then just blend. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? You're just trying to get the nice color. And then what you're going to do is just take that and then blend it in. So you want it to be subtle, right? We're not trying to do a ton of makeup. Now, granted, I'm always a person who will like to wear a lot of makeup. When I'm going to the grocery store, I'll even do my eyebrows, because the eyebrows are the windows to your face. So now that my eyes, this is what I would consider done for just being at home. And look I have not hardly put anything on my face. I've got a little concealer in the places where my skin is uneven. I've got a little bit of eyeshadow. And now I always wear eyeliner. So this is a point where this is up to you. Do you like to wear eyeliner? Is it a challenge for you? Are you still trying to figure that out? This is the point where you would either put on eyeliner or you can put on mascara. And I'm going to do the liner. So what I like to do is I like to use shadow for my eyeliner. And I utilize a brush that looks like this. So it's super flat. You don't have to do this step. You can use your eyeshadow brush and just kind of buff it in. You don't have to do this. But I'm going to take the same color that I put in the corners right here. And I'm just going to go across the bottom of my eyelid, across the bottom of my eyes. And I'm just going to put a little line there. So, and honestly, I just feel like personally, my eyes look weird. So I will always do a little right here on either side. And here you can wing it. You can make a cat eye. I mean, this is where you can play. But for all intents and purposes, when I'm rushing to get ready in the morning and I've got 15 minutes, this is how I'm doing it. I mean, I am just like flying through it. I'm doing like the basics, right? So now that I've done that, I like to put on my mascara next. And I actually use 2 different mascaras. Even when I'm staying at home, I like to feel like you can see the presence of my eyes. And if I'm being honest, I wear eyelashes all of the time. If I'm going to the grocery store or something, I won't. But normally, at this point, this is when we would put on our mascara. And like I said, if you skip the eyeliner, then you might already be to this point. I'm not sure. So Trish, you are on lockdown. Yeah, you can go to grocery store, Walgreens, probably doctors, things like that. I think we're in the same boat. I know a lot of our state parks have closed down. The county that I live in here in Pennsylvania, you can only go to essential work. You can only go to the store, Walgreens, things like that. It's the same thing. It's a stay-at-home order. We're not on full lockdown, but I think a lot of us are choosing to do that so we can bend the curve. All right, so is it bend the curve? No, it isn't. What is it? I don't know. All right. All I know is that we are doing our part to not be around anyone else when we can avoid it. Okay, so I just put on my mascara. Like I said, I like to use 2 coats. I like to use 2 kind. April. Trish, I think you know April. Right? Oh my gosh. Hello, beautiful friend. Oh my gosh. I've been watching the videos with your nieces and I can't handle it. I just need you to know that right now. I think it's hysterical. You guys are so funny. Your TikTok videos are hilarious. All right, so I've done my mascara. Now, what I would do is I'm going to do my eyebrows next because for some reason I don't feel whole or complete unless I do my eyebrows. So I like to use a very special brush. Now, I have several different kinds. It depends on the look I'm trying to go for. But on a day where I'm just trying to look natural and not get all glammy, then I use a brush that kind of looks like this. It's got a nice angle to it. And then I use an eyebrow palette, if you will. You can get these anywhere. I use off brands, I use big brands, I use all kinds of stuff, but basically it has different colors in it. And what I like to do is I'll take kind of a medium to darker tone, and I will make my shape first. And you can do the thing where you map your eyebrows and all that, right? But we're talking about stuff that we're getting ready in like 15 minutes. I don't know why I did not bring a mirror, y'all. You know, oh wait, here's a mirror here. This is good. Hi, Lisa. Oh my gosh. So, Lisa, you are a nurse and you are on the front lines of this whole thing. Are you doing okay? We've been thinking about you a lot. I've been reading a lot of your posts. How are you guys doing? How is everything? Are the hospitals overwhelmed in Arizona? Like, how are you protecting yourself? My gosh, we think about you all the time and we've been praying for our nurses, but thank you for everything that you're doing. It's just, I don't know how you're doing it, and I'm super thankful. So thank you. And I love seeing you. I'm glad that you popped in today. Okay, so I am just doing my eyebrows right now real quick. So what I've done for anyone who's just joining, here's what happens. I'm doing quick makeup that I'm spending a few more minutes explaining, but I'm just doing what we can do in like 10 minutes when we're maybe around the house or running errands or doing whatever. First of all, just put concealer on to spot treat. I didn't put makeup foundation all over my face. Then I did just a little bit of shadow. I prepped my eyelids with some concealer. Then I put on some pressed powder. And then I just did a taupe and then a smoky color in the corner. Took me all of about a minute. Then I did a little bit of eyeliner with eyeshadow. And now I'm doing my brows after I did mascara. So I generally, when I'm staying at home, I just like to have my brows are like scarce and weird and just not great. I generally get them tinted, to be honest with you. I really want to try microblading, but it scares me to death. I'm trying to keep up with some of the comments, so I apologize, but I think they're coming in a little bit slower. So if you're commenting and I haven't gotten back to you, I definitely will. But I just generally will do like a little bit of a shape to fill them in. And then I go through with my like darker, more final color. And when I go out, when I'm on TV, yes, I totally map my eyebrows and I do the thing and I do all that. But when I'm just staying at home and I just want to look complete, or I'm going to the store, or I'm going to see a girlfriend or something like that, and I don't want to get like completely dressed, then I'll do that. Now I'm going to go with my darker color and I'm just going to shade through. And I'm just going to make it a little bit more complete. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. So easy breezy, make them dark, make them light, do whatever you want. Your eyebrows, my biggest tip for eyebrows is they should be sisters, not twins. So in other words, like my arches are not perfect, right? You can make them that way. And when you microblade, they end up, right, like being almost perfect. But the eyebrows really shape your face. So if you're not sure how to shape your eyebrows, send me a message or a comment and we can go through all that. I can help you pick your favorite shades, your favorite tools. If you don't know how, you want to do that. Now, after I do my eyebrows, I already did my mascara, but I am kind of a mascara weirdo and I'm going to do one more coat because I like to see my lashes. Now, normally, ladies, I would be doing false lashes, but today I'm just not going to. All right, so that's all I've done. And then the last two steps that we're going to go over is I usually contour, especially when I'm on camera, especially when I'm getting pictures or headshots or doing something on TV. But when I'm at home, I generally don't. But I do like to give myself a little bit more definition. So I will take a brush kind of like this, and I will go in and I will find my favorite just bronzer. And sometimes I use bronzer just as a blush, right? But I'm going to take a bronzer palette, and I've got all kinds of different ones. And since I didn't put makeup all over my face, I try not to use like a ton. And I'm going to go up into my hairline and around and do like a backwards 3, right? That's contouring, but I'm doing just a little bit. I'm doing enough that gives color to my skin so I don't look as washed out because y'all, I am vampirishly white. I am so pale. And I'm just going to kind of come through here and do this. And then after I get just a little bit more color on my face, right? Now I'm going to take a really light blush because I love blush. And when I'm at home, I'm going to find something more like this tone, which is more like a skin tone, right? And then I could use the same brush I just used, but I have a puffy blush brush that I like because it gets right on the apples of my cheeks. Right? And just gives a little bit of light to my face. And then that's all for the face. Then if you like to add highlighter, this would be the point that you would do that, or a setting powder. I love a good highlighter where that doesn't look like much, but when I take a brush, and here's a really good way to do it, just kind of put it on your brush, right? Just like you can see that, and just tap it right along. I like to do it under my eyes because I think it makes it look a lot brighter. On the tip of my nose. Sometimes I'll use it, everything's backwards on here. Sometimes I'll use it like on my brows, right up in that crease as a completer. Depends on what I'm doing. And then I'll always put some right in the corner of my eyes, especially if I'm having allergies or something, so it's nice and bright. So this would have taken me about 10 minutes. It might look like I'm wearing a lot of makeup, but the truth is I didn't put much on. Generally, if I'm going out or I'm staying home, I won't put lips on. But a lot of times I like to use like, this looks dark, but when it goes on, it works almost like kind of like a chapstick. This is Je ne sais quoi, and I love this. This is actually by It Cosmetics. And it gives just enough where I have color on my lips, but you'll notice it's not dark. It's just a completer. So that's it. That's it. That's my 10-minute face. So, if you have any questions for me, I just turned on the video because I'm missing a couple comments here. So, hi, Kathy. I've got the whole Quaratinequte family watching right now. This is great. So if you guys have any questions, send them to me. I'll leave this video up for anyone who missed the live broadcast. I hope you guys are all staying safe. To all of our nurse and doctor friends out there, thank you for everything that you're doing for all of us. And for all of you who are staying home, I know you're bored. If you guys want me to do more of these, I will. And let's get ready together because I'll do makeup and we'll do it together and we'll learn some fun things. And I'd love to share it with you. So send me any questions that you have, and maybe in a couple days or next week I'll do another thing. But just because we're in quarantine doesn't mean we can't stay cute. And I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day. Mwah.